HOA Karen tried to control my life from a neighborhood I didn't even live in. But 3 minutes in court and her fake authority crumbled like a stale cookie. If you love true stories where justice hits harder than karma, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because this one will make your jaw drop. I never imagined buying a house could trigger a neighborhood meltdown. That's exactly what happened when I unknowingly parked my dream home just 2 blocks away from the most controlling, self-declared queen of an HOA that I wasn't even part of. Her name was Karen, and she made it her life's mission to ruin mine. It all began the moment I moved in, when Karen, clipboard in hand and fury in her eyes, marched up my driveway and demanded to see my HOA compliance paperwork. Except I wasn't in an HOA. My deed said so. My title confirmed it, and the real estate agent had made that crystal clear. But Karen didn't care, because in her twisted view, the spirit of the HOA extends to adjacent properties, and she claimed my choice of fence color lowered the property values of her precious block, which was absurd since my property actually appraised higher than hers. I laughed at first, brushing her off as just another nosy neighbor. But things escalated fast. Within days, I started receiving bogus violation letters stamped with an HOA seal, threats of fines for non-compliant window coverings, and even citations for improper trash bin alignment, all completely fabricated. But Karen wasn't acting alone. She had somehow rallied a few other residents to back her fake claims, calling themselves an extended HOA enforcement committee, and while I ignored them at first, they soon started harassing delivery drivers, reporting my guests for unauthorized visits, and even trimming my bushes without permission while I was at work. So I installed cameras, gathered evidence, and decided to confront her politely, thinking she'd back down once faced with proof. But instead, she doubled down and served me with a lawsuit alleging that I had violated community standards, dragging me to small claims court for $5,000 in property value damages and emotional distress. Case so laughable the clerk actually raised an eyebrow when I showed her my deed, and that's when I knew I needed to end this once and for all. I contacted a real estate attorney, explained the bizarre harassment campaign, and she immediately identified the lawsuit as a slapcase strategic lawsuit against public participation meant to bully and intimidate me into compliance. So we prepared a countersuit for harassment, defamation, and unlawful trespassing. And when the court day came, Karen showed up dressed like she was running for city council, armed with printouts of my Halloween decorations and evidence that my solar lights emitted a criminal level of brightness. But 3 minutes into my lawyer's opening statement, after she presented the deed, the official plat map, and the HOA's actual boundary lines, which ended half a mile from my lot, the judge interrupted, looked at Karen, and asked, "Ma'am, can you explain why you're suing someone who isn't part of your HOA?" To which she stammered something about community cohesion and unwritten expectations. But the judge wasn't having it and dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning she couldn't refile. Then asked if I wanted to proceed with my harassment countersuit, which I did. That's when things really turned. Karen's fake committee members suddenly disappeared, refusing to testify on her behalf, and one even emailed me anonymously, apologizing and blaming Karen's manipulation and threats for their involvement. My lawyer subpoenaed footage from my security system, which caught Karen keying my car, uprooting my mailbox, and yelling racial slurs at a food delivery guy. And when this was shown in court, the room went dead silent. The judge ordered her to pay $15,000 in damages, issued a restraining order, referred her actions to the local DA for potential criminal charge. Karen was escorted out of the building in tears, and her reign of HOA terror was officially over. But the story didn't stop. There turns out she had a history of this behavior, and my case opened the floodgates for 4 other neighbors to file similar suits, 2 of whom actually were in the HOA and had long suffered under her illegal fines and forged notices. Within months, she was removed from her HOA board. Her home went up for sale quietly, and she disappeared from the neighborhood entirely. But I wasn't done yet. I used the settlement money to install a brand new security gate, repainted my house in bright coral pink just to annoy any remaining busybodies, and threw a block party for the entire street, inviting everyone except Karen's former crew. Since then, my peaceful life has returned. I've helped neighbors understand their property rights, I even started a local Facebook group called Not in Your HOA to help others fight fake authority with facts, proof, and a good lawyer. So if you're dealing with a nosy Karen, remember truth, paper trails, and a little courtroom sunshine will send her scurrying back to her over-regulated cave faster than you can say not today, Karen. And if you enjoyed this wild ride through legal drama and HOA madness, hit that subscribe button right now, because I've got more true stories where this came from. And trust me, you do not want to miss what happened when Karen's cousin tried to trespass on my backyard claiming ancestral rights, but that's a story for another time.